Hello and welcome back to Life's Biggest Questions. I'm Ron Mackenzie Lafergie. We here at LBQ love to talk about crazy creatures, whether they be mythical or extinct, and sometimes we like to imagine what would happen if these beasts fought one another. Well, today we'll be pitting two creatures against each other who are both mythical amalgamations of extinct species of dinosaurs. We'll be pitting the two giant dino stars of the Jurassic World franchise against each other and seeing which beast would come out on top. If you want more what if videos, check out our biggest what ifs playlist on the channel, but for now get ready, it's time to ask the question, what if the Indoraptor fought the Indominus Rex? First off, let's get to know our competitors. And since she came first in the movies, let's start with the Indominus Rex. Indominus Rex was a very large creature, roughly the size of a Tyrannosaurus Rex, standing 40 feet high with a length of about 50 feet. Its weight was unknown, but certainly substantial. It was a hybrid dinosaur created in a lab by Dr. Wu. It contained DNA from several dinosaurs as well as a few modern animals, including Giganotosaurus, Carnotaurus, Cuttlefish, Pit Viper, and of course, the T-Rex. This caused it to look pretty messed up, albeit totally awesome. It also gave it a number of abilities. For one, it was incredibly strong and fast, and had significantly heightened intelligence. It was also able to detect heat signatures of others, conceal its own heat signature, and even change color to camouflage with its surroundings. However, it was also significantly more savage than most dinos, killing for fun rather than for food. Moving on to Indoraptor, it too was a hybrid dino, combining Indominus Rex with a Velociraptor. This gave it many of the advantages of Indominus Rex, while making it smaller and more mobile. It was roughly 10 feet high and 24 feet long, weighing about 1 ton. Indoraptor was created to be a weapon, able to be commanded with the use of visual and auditory frequencies. In comparing the two, there are definite similarities and differences. They're both quite intelligent and cunning. We saw examples of this in the movies, when Indominus hid herself to escape her cage, and the Indoraptor faked being tranquilized to escape. They're also both incredibly vicious, killing for sport as well as food. However, there's one significant difference between them: size. Indominus Rex is significantly larger than Indoraptor. Indoraptor is roughly half the length and 1/4 the height of Indominus Rex, and was also much lighter. There is a reason for this. When trying to use them as weapons, the smaller size of the Indoraptor would allow it to go into smaller areas, and be much more maneuverable. However, in this one-on-one fight, the greater size of Indominus Rex would give it a huge advantage over the Indoraptor. Of course, there would be ways for the Indoraptor to take advantage of its small size. In smaller areas, it would be able to move around freely, while the Indominus Rex would be unable to access them, and might get stuck. The people in Jurassic World took advantage of this by going into smaller buildings, and the Indoraptor could do the same, even dodging between trees to keep out of reach of Indominus Rex. However, at the end of the day, it would need to get in close range for it to actually damage the I-Rex. You can float like a butterfly as much as you like, but if you're unable to sting like a bee, you'll have a bad time. And unfortunately, its significantly smaller size would make victory very difficult. It's true that velociraptors were able to take out dinosaurs that were larger than them, but this was done by hunting in packs and taking advantage of their numbers. In a one-on-one bout, Indoraptor would have a good deal of trouble even hurting Indominus Rex, let alone killing it. We can even look at how these two fared against other dinosaurs. The following will, however, include spoilers from the Jurassic World movies, so continue at your own risk. In the first Jurassic World, we saw Indominus Rex fighting against several velociraptors at once, as well as humans, and come out on top. It took the combined might of Blue the Velociraptor and the epic T-Rex to put it on the ropes, and even then, it was only defeated by the Mosasaurus. On the other hand, when the Indoraptor fought one-on-one against Blue, it was barely able to come out on top. If it can barely defeat just one Velociraptor, albeit an awesome one, it would almost certainly die to the T-Rex, meaning it would have roughly zero chance against the Indominus Rex. The only real way the Indoraptor could defeat the Indominus Rex would be to trick it into killing itself, perhaps by leading it off a cliff. The only problem is, both creatures seem to have similar intelligence, so there's a good chance that the Indoraptor would be unable to trick the I-Rex in such a way. And now we return to our question, what if the Indoraptor fought the Indominus Rex? Well, our answer is the Indominus Rex would win. Not to sound like a broken record, but the thing was just too damn big. It's possible that the Indoraptor would take advantage of its size to avoid Indominus Rex, but it would need to get in close in order to actually defeat the thing, in which case the greater size of the I-Rex would all but guarantee victory. It's generally true that it's not the size of the boat, it's the motion of the ocean, but if the Titanic crashed into a tugboat, the results would be fairly predictable. Thank you for watching Life's Biggest Questions. I hope this was interesting and informative, and maybe even inspired you to look into it further on your own. If you like this video, please thumbs up and subscribe to the channel down below. While you're down there, let me know if you agree with the outcome of this hypothetical clash. And if you disagree, feel free to tell everyone why that is. Until next time, I'm Ron Mackenzie Lafergie with Life's Biggest Questions, wishing you the best of luck on your quest for answers.